Ladies, in this video, I'm going to teach you 5 etiquette rules you should follow. That's the first rule of etiquette. Snobbish attitude, airs of superiority are bad manners and they are disrespectful to others. Welcome to Lifestyle with Isabella, ladies. Here we learn to look the best while being our best selves. I come from a poor country with humble beginnings. I did not go to finishing schools or a prep school. Whatever etiquette rules I've learned, I had to learn them the hard way by making the mistakes and suffering the consequences. In this video, ladies, I'm going to share with you 5 etiquette rules I had to learn the hard way. First, I had to learn that a snobbish air and airs of superiority, which I thought are actually good manners, they are the opposite. You're bad manners and so disrespectful towards around me. That kind of superior attitude really kicked in with me after I met my husband. Because when I met my husband, my financial situation started to improve. I started to have much nicer clothes, much nicer cars, and I started to act like a rich bitch. I'm just putting it all out there, even though it makes me look badly. But it's reality. Acting that way, it made me realize that it was very difficult for me to have real connections with people and developing real friendships. And that hurt me because I was very lonely. So I started to look around and watch some YouTube videos, and I had a big aha moment because good manners starts with treating people around us as our equals, with respect, and putting everybody who's around me at ease. Look at these 2 examples. Look at the attitude I had for a while, unfortunately, very stuck up attitude, a bit of an arrogant air. I was definitely not approachable. I would walk like this in a store thinking that I was just cool and well-mannered. Oh my goodness, it's just terrible. And after I took the time to educate myself a little bit, I realized if I just relax and have a bit of a smile on my face and take myself off that high and mighty pedestal and try to even have a bit of a humble attitude in me, it actually just made me feel better inside. Even when sitting, notice the difference. Versus again, versus second rule of etiquette that I had to learn through a bit of embarrassment, even though it was not pointed out to me as an embarrassment at all. Yes, did you just notice? Speaking too loudly, leaning across the table too much, elbows on the table, coming across as too aggressive and too loud. This type of behavior was pointed out to me by my husband when we were dating and we were out at dinner and I was telling him a story and suddenly he had to say, "Keep your voice down." This kind of talking too loudly and leaning over the table too much when I tell a story when I'm out at dinner, I still struggle with this kind of behavior, and I'm trying to maintain a level of awareness. But even the way it looks, I can obviously sit like this and tell you that yesterday I was in the office until 2 o'clock, and then I took a break and went and got a mani and pedi. Or I can say, so yesterday I was in the office until 2 o'clock, and then I went and got a mani and pedi. Huge difference in how we look, and huge difference in showing good manners versus showing good manners. Oh my God. Oh, okay, I'm having a bit of fun now, but it was definitely not fun when my husband had to say, lower your voice. I had to relocate in my office because my husband is home and watching the news, and none of us want to have the news playing in the background of this video. The third etiquette rule has to do with having respectful conversations with others. When I use the word respectful, I refer to having a conversation in such a way that a relationship is nourished, whatever the nature of that relationship is, and showing that I try to understand the other party's point of view. But let me just give you an example. And the problem that I used to have is I used to interrupt. I would be out with friends, and my friends would try to tell me a story, and as soon as a thought came into my head about something my friends were telling me, I would just cut them off and start to tell my story. And it's just, I would get home and I would feel bad by the way I would interrupt them, but also the relationship was one-sided. I showed no interest and no respect for what my friends were trying to say to me. So imagine I was out having lunch with a friend, and my friend would try to tell me a story, and I'm my friend. So I just started a new job. I really like it. It's a bit messy. I have to straighten out a lot of things. I'm thinking of switching even payroll companies. So when my friend would say payroll companies, this used to be me. Oh, you have to switch to ADP. They are so great. I've been using them since 2013, never had any issues. It's just so bad to be that way. My friend was just in the middle of her story. She just started to tell me she was thinking of switching payroll companies, and I just, wham, cut her off and started to tell my own story and about my own experience with ADP. Disrespectful, bad manners, and my friend feels like I don't really want to listen to her, so what's the point of her making an effort to build a friendship with me? Instead, and this is a work in progress for me, I try to keep an awareness, a self-awareness of my thoughts and the words that come to me that I want to speak out. And now when I'm out with a friend and even just an acquaintance, I find myself often telling myself, don't interrupt, don't interrupt, don't interrupt. If any of my friends watch my video right now, and if I'm still interrupting them, actually I would like to know, because I do want to show the respect to my friends to let them finish a story. Then the other problem was, if my friends did manage to finish whatever they had to say, I would not show any interest in gaining a deeper understanding into what they told me. Instead, this is the conversation my friend would be. So I'm thinking of switching payroll companies, and I'm not going to do anything right now for the next 6 months because I want to make sure it's the right decision. But if in 6 months I feel the same, I am going to switch payroll companies. So my friend finished the story, and then it will be me. Oh, well, if you're thinking to switch payroll companies, I have a great company, ADP, and so basically my friend will finish the story and I will start with a story of my own. And it's not as bad as interrupting, but I still don't show any respect and any desire into understanding what my friend is going through. the ideal conversation first, we do need to allow the other party with whom we're having a conversation to finish what they have to say. But once you finish what they have to say, it is good manners and polite to ask them at least 2 follow-up questions on the story they just finished. I like to ask my follow-up questions starting with one of these words: what, why, and how. And the reason I like what, why, and how type of questions is because they are open-ended questions, and my friend can answer by elaborating a bit further on the story she just finished telling me. And I'll give you a short example. So my friend, let's go back to imaginary lunch with my friend. She's telling me, so I'm thinking of switching payroll companies, but I'm not going to do anything for 6 months. If things still go the same, then I'm going to look into switching. My friend finishes the story, and I ask the first follow-up question: why are you thinking of switching payroll companies? And then my friend proceeds to tell me why. She may say, well, you're just making a lot of mistakes, you're not responsive, unreliable, whatever the reason. A second follow-up question can be, how does it make you feel when you're having so many issues? And then again, my friend can proceed on answering my question. After I ask at least 2 follow-up questions on my friend's story, then I can start to tell a story of my own if I have one. Again, this is a work in progress for me, but I do believe I am making progress because at least right now I am aware of the issues I am having when I have a conversation with someone. So through God's grace, I will continue to improve on this. The next 2 and last 2 etiquette rules are going to be short and sweet. But first, just give me 1 second. My lips are dry. Yeah, so what are you saying? Oh my gosh, yeah, I love that store. Oh my gosh, they have the best sales. I know. What did you buy when you were there? Oh yeah. You get my point, ladies. Having lunch or dinner somewhere and applying makeup, touching up our makeup at the table. No, 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 no. And this no is for me as well. Last Friday, I just took my elbows off the table because that refers to the next rule. I know, it's tough. But last Friday, I was out at dinner with my husband and I and some friends of ours. After dinner, I take out my lip balm out of my handbag and I do this because my lips get dry each time after I have dinner. And while I was doing that, I thought, don't do it, don't do it. But I did it. You know why? Because I was too lazy to walk to the ladies' room to apply lip balm. I have no excuse, but it is bad manners. I did, thank God, stop applying makeup at the table. Thank God. I thought actually it was kind of cool, because sometimes I would see in movies, I would see like a woman in movies having dinner and she'll be like, oh, I need to powder my nose. So I believed everything I see in movies is good manners. Yes, I was wrong. So I did learn definitely no makeup to be applied at the table, but that includes lip balm. This is the part I am still working on. The 5th and last rule has to do with just I did earlier. This when we're out to eat, this or this. I'm definitely not doing this slouching in my chair or this, or just even, I broke those behaviors. But this one, it's tough, especially once dinner is done, because I start to feel tired, I am full, I'm feeling good, then I just kind of want to do this. But still, it's just, bad manners, and it is much nicer if we sit like this. Much nicer. It just looks prettier, and it shows that we have self-respect, and then people are going to respect us back. But instead of this, I know, instead of I know, or I know, instead of I know, I know, I know. Such a big difference. Good manners are about showing respect to others and in return having respect shown to us by those around us. At least that's what I've learned so far through my own experience. Ladies, if you want to see more of my videos on lifestyle with Isabella, I have more videos right here. This is my first video on etiquette, so if you want to see more videos on etiquette, let me know. Thank you so much, ladies. Bye.